everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be talking about my hair. Yes, I don't know if you can see, but I'm sure if you guys watch my videos regularly, you guys know that I have pretty bright red hair. The lighting is very bad right now, but I have pretty bright red hair and I get a lot of questions on my hair, what products I use, and yada yada yada. So I thought I would talk about it today. Hopefully it will answer some of your questions and I can recommend a few products that you might want to try. I've had red hair for a very long time now. It's been, I think, almost 3 years. I think I got red hair, no, 2 years since I had red hair, because I got it in 2013. 3 years since I've first dyed my hair red, and it is still red. And if you are unaware of red hair and how it works, is red color does not stay on your hair for a very long time. It is a color that washes out pretty much every single time you wash your hair. So it's not like when you dye your hair like brown or black. Oh, black might wash out, but most other colors will stay on your hair for a long time, whereas red will wash out very, very fast and very easily. So anytime you get your hair wet, it is going to bleed. Which means it takes a lot of maintenance and a lot of care and a lot of effort and a little bit more money than standard hair in order to keep your hair red and keep it more vibrant. So please take that into consideration if you are considering dyeing your hair red, because it is kind of a commitment. It is definitely a commitment. It is definitely going to change your lifestyle a little bit and you're gonna have to get used to it. But that being said, I love my hair, and obviously I've had red hair for what, 3 years, and I don't really see myself dyeing it a different color anytime soon. So yeah, that's how it is. So let's get into the products I use, starting with the hair dye. So I am not a fan of pre-bleaching my hair. I have never actually done it, so I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. I've never pre-bleached my hair. By saying I haven't pre-bleached my hair, I mean I didn't physically bleach the hair and then wash it off and then dye the bleached hair like subsequently. That is not what I do. That's not the process I take. I take a, hopefully what is considered an easier process, where I take a product that does kind of the whole thing in one, so I can get it all done in one single step. It sounds simple, but it's still not that simple. The first product I used, I talked about in my previous video, one of my Q&As, was a product by L'Oreal, which I do not want to buy anymore, obviously, because L'Oreal is a company that tests on animals, and obviously I don't agree with that. So I started trying a product by a company called Ion, I-O-N, I think that's how I say it. They are a cruelty-free company, and I believe that their products are vegan. I'm not 100% positive that the hair dye I was using was vegan, but that being said, I'm not sure if it wasn't vegan, whatever. I know it's cruelty-free. Oh, by the way, when I say vegan versus cruelty-free, just because something is cruelty-free doesn't necessarily mean it has the vegan stamp. Cruelty-free basically means that it is not tested on animals, so the ingredients were not tested on animals and like things weren't injected into their eyes or whatever, like crazy shit. That's what cruelty-free means. Vegan means that there are no animal products in the actual end product. Some things may be labeled as cruelty-free but might contain things like beeswax, for example, that technically is not vegan. That's what the difference is between vegan beauty products and cruelty-free. So yeah, Ion is a cruelty-free brand, and I know that they have vegan products, although I'm not sure if their entire range is vegan, and I'm not sure if the hair dye that I used was vegan. I did really like it. It did give me kind of a deeper red, slightly darker than the L'Oreal High Color Highlights, because the High Color Highlights was technically supposed to be used as a highlighter, not for your entire hair, although I used it for my entire hair. So the Ion Color Brilliance, I definitely recommend that one because it was easy to use. It dyed my hair the way that I wanted, even although I wanted a slightly more vibrant and a slightly more bright red color, but it still did the job, and I really do like the product. But because I wanted a very bright red color and I wanted something that gave me more vibrance and more redness, I did a little bit more research and I found a brand called Smart Beauty. Smart Beauty is something I've never heard of. I think they're quite a small brand. I think they are located in the UK or somewhere in Europe. I'm not sure if you can buy their products outside of Europe, but I did find this online, and they are completely vegan and completely cruelty-free, which I was like, ah! And they had a product that sounded very similar to the L'Oreal High Color Highlights, which was, I can't remember exactly the name of it, but it was a Smart Beauty Permanent Highlights, Intense Highlights, and the color was in Intense Red, I believe. So I bought this product being very excited, and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna make my hair all intense, it's gonna make my hair all red. And I bought the kit, I think it was like three of the kits for like a certain price. So I got 3 of those kits, and I ended up using all 3 of those kits for my entire head of hair because A, I have a lot of hair, and B, I think again the product was meant for a highlighter, not for your entire hair. So I used it, and it turned my hair so red, but not in like a good way. Like, it was almost too red, and it was almost a bit too orangey for my taste, and it was a bit of a shock, to be honest. Like, when I first dyed my hair, I was like, oh my god, how can I leave the house? Now, thankfully, I had some semi-permanent hair color, which I'll get to in a second. I had some semi-permanent hair dye that I had just in the house, you know, lying around. So after I dyed the hair and it became very, very, very bright and a little bit orangey looking, I decided to go over it with my semi-permanent hair color, and it was still very, very, very intense, but it definitely kind of made it into more of a color that I wanted. The Smart Beauty product, again, will dye your hair very, very, very brightly. I've never used a product that did such intense things to my hair, which leads me to believe that it was a very kind of damaging product for my hair. I know that when I was dyeing my hair, it really felt like almost hot. Like, my hair felt hot, like there was like heat coming out of it. That can't be good, can it? And then it just felt really like, I don't know, it just didn't feel like normal. So I felt like I was really severely damaging my hair. Now, thank God I have pretty thick, very kind of, you know, strong hair for what I do to it. So it didn't like break my hair or anything. But if you do buy this product, please do some sort of a strand test, or like, I don't know what they call it, like a patch test or something, because it could potentially damage your hair. Okay? Well, it will damage your hair. It could potentially really damage your hair if you don't do it properly. Another thing with a Smart Beauty product was that it was a bit difficult to use. Like, it was not an easy product to disperse into my hair. I had to actually fix my hair after I dyed it the first time. I had to actually go back and dye it again on the parts that, you know, kind of looked uneven. It's still a little bit uneven in some parts, but it's, I mean, I can live with it, but before it was like really uneven. So if you're not experienced with like dyeing hair, you might want to, you know, maybe try the Ion one instead, or get someone else to help you dye your hair, because it is not an easy product to use. I've dyed my own hair for a very long time, and that's probably the most difficult hair dye I've ever used. So yeah, you dyed your hair red, and then now what? So how do I maintain the hair? How do I maintain it red? I basically, do not wash my hair very often. I wash my hair maybe once every 4 or 5 days. I know that sounds kind of gross to a lot of people that may wash their hair like every single day, but that's how you keep your hair red for a long time. If you want red hair, you're gonna have to make those sacrifices. And it's not really a sacrifice, because it's actually much better for your hair not washing it all the time. If you wash your hair all the time, you're basically stripping your hair of its natural oils, hence it actually damages your hair more easily than if you don't wash your hair, and it actually makes your hair more greasy. More frequently you wash your hair, the easier your hair will get greasy, because your hair is again getting stripped of its natural oils, so your scalp is going to produce more oil as a result of being stripped of its natural oils. So if you actually start to kind of slowly wash your hair less and less frequently, then you'll notice that your hair will get used to it and it will get less greasy, because your hair is starting to get used to not being washed all the time. Dry shampoo will be your best friend. Oh my god, what's the dry shampoo I use? I use the Batiste Dry Shampoo, which is vegan and cruelty free. I did not know that, but it is vegan, so that one is affordable, and I think you can buy it pretty much everywhere. So Batiste Dry Shampoo is what I use in order to, you know, keep my hair from getting super greasy during the times that I don't wash it, if it does end up getting greasy, because I do go to the gym and stuff like that, so you do need to kind of watch out for that. Another way to keep your hair red and more vibrant is to not wash it with super hot water. Basically, using any heat on your hair is going to kind of strip the hair color out, so try not to use heating too much on your hair, like, you know, straightening iron and blow dryers and stuff like that. Try to stay away from it as much as you can. Now, I'm not the best at that, but I do try to stay away as much as I can. And when I do wash my hair, I wash it in like lukewarm water, never like super hot water, but I can never wash it in cold water because it's just too cold and I just can't deal with that, okay? So I just wash it in like lukewarm water in order to, you know, prevent damage from happening, yada yada yada. And of course you need to touch your hair up, so you can't just keep going over your hair with permanent hair color because it is very damaging. Yes, you're not pre-bleaching your hair, but you're still coloring your hair, you're still making dark hair into a much lighter color and putting in chemicals that are going to damage your hair. So what is the solution? You can't just keep dyeing your hair over and over again in the same spot. What I do is when I touch up with a semi-permanent hair color. This is very easily found, and many of these semi-permanent hair colors are actually vegan and cruelty-free by nature. So Manic is a very popular one, but it is a bit pricey in my experience, especially when you're in the UK. It is a lot more pricey from my experience than when I'm in Canada. So instead I found this hair dye called Riche Directions Semi-Permanent Conditioning Hair Color. So this is what I use, and I use the one in Pillarbox Red, and I think it works just as well, if not better than the Manic, although I haven't tried Manic in a while, so I don't really know, but it works really well for me. And I basically just go over it just with, you know, just like I would dye my hair. I just go over it, my entire head of hair. I put my hair up, and then I like maybe cover it with either a plastic bag or a shower cap or whatever. And then I just wait for as long as I want to, because this stuff won't damage your hair at all. It's just placing color on your hair. So because this doesn't damage my hair, I try to leave it on for as long as possible. Maybe for like 2 hours even, maybe 3 hours. Some people leave it on like all day, for as long as you want, in order for it to really get soaked into your hair. So yeah, this is the semi-permanent color. This is what a lot of people use. If they pre-bleach their hair, they'll use this afterwards. This isn't going to strip any color out of your hair, so if you have dark hair, this is not going to work for you unless you already have your hair lightened. So yeah, that's what I use. I'm trying to think of other brands that have semi-permanent hair color, but again, a lot of brands have semi-permanent hair color, so that are vegan and cruelty-free, so don't worry about that. Another thing that I got that I haven't tried yet was, again, from Smart Beauty, and it's called Vibrant Red Color Boost. It refreshes color and adds shine between regular hair coloring, so it kind of sounds like the same as the semi-permanent, but I haven't tried this yet, and it looks pretty vibrant, so I'm definitely going to give this a go. This had a really good review, so... And apparently it does it in 3 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Maybe it's like a conditioner. So that's what I do. Oh my god, is there anything else I need to talk about? That's basically it. In the future, by the way, in terms of my hair dye, I probably will just use the Ion hair dye. It's what's, you know, it's cruelty free. Pretty sure it's vegan. It works well, and it's just easier to use. The Smart Beauty one, again, like, use with your own judgment. It will get your hair very, very bright, so that is a big kind of plus with that one. If you want really vibrant red hair and you have like dark hair, then that one is going to give you the really vibrant red hair results. However, again, like I said, it's not easy to use, it's not really user-friendly, and it is probably very damaging for your hair. So keep that in mind. Oh yeah, when you use the Ion product, you are going to have to buy a developer. So I use a 30 volume developer for my roots. So I usually touch up on my roots with the, you know, damaging hair products. I touch up on my roots, and I use usually a 30 volume developer, and you can get them from Ion as well. Again, cruelty free. And then for the rest of the hair, I usually dye it with just the semi-permanent so that I'm not damaging my hair further. I think that's it. Hopefully I've answered your questions regarding my hair. Hopefully this helped you, and hopefully you will have beautiful hair. If you guys like videos like this, if you guys want more beauty videos, let me know down below. And what kind of videos do you want to see next? Let me know. Once again, follow me on Instagram. I do also have a Snapchat where you can see little snippets of my life. And you can also like my Facebook page, all of that good stuff. All the links will be in the description box. Make sure you subscribe, and see you guys in my next video. Bye!